Happy day. Welcome to a news of the day kind of thing. So what's the news today? Well, it's Wednesday, which means it's Toronto Day apparently. So yesterday they moved out Garrett Sparks. So today they announced they're signing 7 players, one of which we knew they were signing, and not one of them's a goaltender. Pontus Aberg, which is a good depth signing, I have to say. Kenny Agostino, who we knew, but he's officially announced today. Tyler Gaudette, Kalle Kosila, and he's one as well that may very well be a steal. Nick Shore, Garrett Wilson, who we reported on, I believe it was yesterday, I talked about Wilson signing with them. And Kevin Gravel joins their blue line. So a little bit of depth on the blue line. Just adding depth to the organization. And of course, there'll be some jokes about how they're getting ready. They're cushioning just in case the restricted free agent doesn't come back. But Agostino showed a lot last year after he went to New Jersey, and I was really surprised the Devils didn't keep him. And I honestly think he is low-key one of the best free agent signings. If he can play in Toronto like he did in New Jersey at the end of last year, that's a pretty good pickup. Christian Djoos gets 1 year, $1.25 million from the arbitrator. There are other arbitration cases that I think are going to come down today, but I went ahead and decided to do the news video now. So Djoos gets 1 year, 1.25. They'll kick the can down the road and come back to this next summer. Mark Savard has been hired as an assistant coach with St. Louis. And I thought this was newsworthy in that Mark Savard's well known enough among the online community, and it's nice to see him get back into the National Hockey League in some capacity. It was a shame his career ended the way it did, so it's nice to see him around a National Hockey League team. Seems like a really good guy, and career that was too short, and he was a really good player who now gets his chance to show how good he can be as an assistant coach for the St. Louis Blues, defending champions and all. So the Jets are in the news now because we're going to talk about, RFAs and all this and how they now have 2 left, which is Connor and Line A, and they have $17.5 million roughly between the two of them. And there's speculation on, a team might offer sheet one with the idea that if Jets match, they can go ahead and offer sheet the other one, and the Jets won't be able to keep both. And they mentioned Chicago, so going way back to 2010 with Chicago, the San Jose Sharks put down an offer sheet for Nicholas Hjalmarsson. The Chicago Blackhawks matched it, but then they couldn't afford to keep Antti Niemi, so Antti Niemi goes UFA, and he ends up in San Jose. The idea being a team might very well offer sheet one or the other, not really caring which one of the two they get. I don't see these guys as equivalent players based on last season, and I don't see one as interchangeable for the other. If you're looking for a pure sniper, Line A's the guy. He might score you 50 or 60. If you're looking for that power forward, all-around guy who could become a Logan Couture type, then it's Connor. They're completely different players. So I don't see a general manager going the offer sheet route with these two. I don't. Because, again, playing that kind of chess, if you don't play it well, it can backfire. I think what's going to happen with the Jets is they'll keep both. The funny thing is, then I've also seen then they could just buy out Kulikov. Yeah, a team that's lacking depth on the blue line should buy out a defenseman so they can make room for all their forwards. That's no. I think that's a non-starter. I think it comes down to Ehlers. Looking like the guy that if I was in charge and I was trying to figure out what to do, I think Nick Ehlers would probably be on the outs. He signed for $6 million for I think 5 more years. I would think he would be the one that would be on his way out. I would not be buying out a defenseman, not without a contingency plan to acquire more defensemen, which Kevin Cheveldayoff should be looking at anyways. And for Calgary news, because people keep talking about the new arena thing, and it's done, right? Not officially. So officially it's not done. It's still considered tentative. If you're one of the Calgary locals, good news, you can go to City Council and have your say in how you feel about this arena. Up until Monday. They have the final vote on Monday. And at that point, it'll be set in stone, and it's supposed to be groundbreaking in 2021. The new premier in Alberta said he's glad that they didn't ask for any provincial money because it's not a provincial matter, it's a civic matter. So there will be no provincial money going into the $550 million project. And I haven't seen financials yet of who's paying what part of this, how much is going to be the city and how much is going to be the team. There's no way that this is just going to be a simple, the city's paying very, very little. The city's going to be paying a substantial amount of money here. and it'll be interesting to see like how much money the Flames are making off this building, and how Calgary recuperates their losses, whether it's civic taxes or whatever they do to cover it. It's going to be a very, very interesting time for the Flames. But at least this is a better conversation to be having than whether or not the team is viable in the Saddle Dome, and with no new building they're going to move. That conversation is dead. So there you go. Kind of a news of the day type of thing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. And hey, I'm happy for Calgary. And I think the Jets really have to get this going. Again, what's going on with the big restricted free agent forwards, nobody wants to blink first. Nobody wants to blink first. And so that's why none of these guys have signed, and they're all still sitting out there. And I think it's just as ridiculous as anybody watching this video does. Just sit down and get a deal done. Stop worrying about what everybody else is going to get. But it's obvious that because the market is frozen, everybody's waiting to see what everybody else is going to get. And it's going to be interesting to see how much they get, what kind of term they get, and how this affects things going forward. Because next summer, everything could change with the new collective bargaining agreement. And maybe that's playing a role in this as well. So let me know your thoughts about that. And no, I'm not worried about a lockout. I'm not. I don't think it happens this time. I think for the first time in about 30 years, they'll get this done without any kind of stoppage or any kind of drama. But let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.